Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Kyle Clark.
And I'm Kim Christensen. 3 people no longer face murder charges in a home invasion in Aurora that left a 16-year-old girl dead. Audrina Arrington was killed on the morning of January 7th. According to an arrest affidavit, Cooper Miller and David Gunyon entered her apartment on East Jewel Avenue. Police say April Cogganwood told them that they would find motorcycles and tools there that were stolen from her. As the men entered the apartment, they struggled with Audrina's father. He told police he grabbed his own gun and fired at least 1 shot, and someone else fired shots. One of those hit Audrina, killing her. Cogganwood, Miller, and Gunyon were all arrested. Each were charged with murder, burglary, and robbery. Prosecutors announced today that they dropped the murder charge against all 3, only saying that they cannot reasonably or ethically pursue that charge. They all still face the burglary and robbery charges.
3 law enforcement officers accused of not doing enough to stop the shooting death of Christian Glass nearly 3 years ago had their charges dropped today.
The DA told 9 News reporter Steve Steger the conviction of the deputy who pulled the trigger on a lesser charge brought prosecutors to the table with these officers. She says this deal saves the Glass family and the community in Clear Creek County from enduring 3 more trials.
DA Heidi McCollum told me late tonight that the conviction of Deputy Andrew Buin on criminally negligent homicide rather than second-degree murder made their case against these officers a bit weaker. She says the deal with these 3 officers required them to take more training on how to de-escalate situations. It also required them to make a video to be used in police training across the country to show officers how to avoid what happened that night. Christian Glass was in a mental health crisis when he called 911 for help after getting his SUV stuck on a boulder in Silver Plume when Deputy Andrew Buin shot and killed him. Former Clear Creek County Deputy Tim Collins was Buin's partner that night. He was seen on body camera video standing on the hood of Glass's SUV and is heard on body camera saying, "Oh God, what did we just do?" seconds after Buin shot Glass 5 times in the chest. Idaho Springs officer Brittany Morrow is seen on body camera talking to Glass, and Glass is seen making a heart shape out of his hands while talking to her. CSP Trooper Ryan Benny arrives after they did, and he is heard on a conversation over the police radio where his commanding officer seems to question why the officers on scene wanted to get Glass out of the car. All 3 of them saw their failure to intervene charges dropped by prosecutors. And this video will include those 3 officers talking about what went wrong that night, what they wish they did differently, and how this case has changed their lives. The only remaining officer charged is the former marshal of the Georgetown Police Department, Randy Williams, who is still charged with failure to intervene and 3rd-degree assault charge for using a taser on Glass. The former deputy who pulled the trigger, Andrew Buin, was convicted of criminally negligent homicide and sentenced to 3 years in prison. In the newsroom, Steve Steger, 9 News.
Whew, that's that weather impact I keep hearing so much about. Latest spring storm's moving out, but not before, well, the impact part. Bethany Shear sent us this video. Ring camera caught the strike in Westminster, 136 in Huron, around 1 this afternoon. Yikes, Kathy.
Scary.
Thankfully, no damage or injuries that we've heard, which is crazy.
No, thank goodness.
Right? Yeah, we're still tracking a few leftover showers out there, a little thunder and lightning, but for the most part, the storm is shifting east away from the area. So many of you sending in the beautiful aftermath of the storm, a rainbow up and down the Front Range. A lot of you were able to view that. We've cooled back to the 40s. Skies will gradually clear. Not quite done with the rain yet, but at least temperatures are trending in the right direction. Tomorrow will be a warmer day, and as winds shift coming in out of the southwest, it'll help to scour out some of the moisture from a storm off to the east of us. It's still bringing a wave of showers on the I-76 corridor back toward the west and back toward the Denver area. There's a little bit of lightning around Fort Morgan, Akron, down toward Lyman, and it's possible we'll see a brief shower here in Denver between now and midnight before we're completely done with this system, which is north of Oklahoma City tonight. After 3 days of rain in the city and heavy mountain snow, a new pattern change. It'll take us through the rest of the week into the holiday weekend. Temperatures will be quite cool overnight, but we have a beautiful forecast coming up. I'm going to talk about this extended forecast in detail in just a bit.
There are fire departments busy across Colorado today because kids are lighting their school laptops on fire.
9 News reporter Spencer Soysher joins us. And Spencer, this is a TikTok trend.
Yeah, it's called the Chromebook Challenge. These laptops have lithium-ion batteries inside of them. I'm not going to show you what the kids are trying to do, but essentially they're trying to short out the batteries and cause a fire. We know of at least 18 cases of this across the area, and it's got the potential to cause big problems.
They stuffed things in the power charging port, and what it did is shorted it out.
When schools loan out laptops,
It's kids.
they don't expect the kids will try to light them on fire.
I have a feeling we're going to have a busy week.
Mountain View Deputy Fire Marshal Doug Saba is learning firsthand about a TikTok trend, the Chromebook Challenge. This is what he saw Wednesday when he got to El Dorado PK-8 school.
If it's smoking, it's just about ready to explode. So it's looking for an ignition source.
School leaders at Boulder Valley know of at least 6 cases where students damaged their laptops by trying to set them on fire.
I believe they've all happened at school, inside the building.
Because the Chromebooks are on loan, students are liable if they lose it or intentionally damage it.
In a lot of these cases, we're finding out after the fact, a device has brought it to somebody and it's damaged, and it's pretty clear something's happened.
The trend has spread to other schools in Colorado. Denver Public Schools and Jeffco schools have reported students trying the Chromebook Challenge too. Another challenge for parents, teachers, and firefighters.
We're going over strategy and tactics, in this case, to see what we can do to put out those fires.
A new TikTok trend and another fire to put out.
We've got a lot of education to do with our firefighters.
A bunch of the school districts sent out email blasts to parents today telling them to talk with their kids about it. They also said if they happen to see it happening at home and you see smoke, call 911 immediately. Even the fumes coming off of these are incredibly toxic and could be potentially very dangerous. Live in Denver, Spencer Soysher, 9 News.
New tonight, detectives in Boulder believe they've solved a 50-year-old cold case. A 20-year-old named John Patterson was working as a clerk at a gas station fall of 1975 when he was found stabbed to death. Deputies recovered 2 unfired cartridges near the body. At the time, they arrested a man named Luis Lociero. He was staying at a nearby motel. Deputies say there's plenty of evidence tying him to the crime. A knife that matched the wound, a gun that could have held the cartridges. Still, the guy was released. Sheriff's Office today is not sure why. Boulder County Sheriff's Office says new ballistics technology linked the cartridges to that man's gun. They said they would have rearrested him all these years later, but he's dead.
New tonight, a community in Denver is raising money in hopes of finding a transgender woman who's been missing for 3 weeks. People who know and love 34-year-old Jack Scruton held a silent auction tonight. It's all to fund the search for the hairstylist who hasn't been seen since April 15th.
I feel really at a loss, and so having this is a really good thing, just so we can raise a little bit of money for her and whatever we possibly can do to come together.
Denver police are investigating Scruton's disappearance. Anyone who knows anything should give them a call. Denver is taking a small step forward on its bus rapid transit project. Today, the city put up the first of 32 arches along East Colfax. The goal is to have a dedicated bus lane along Colfax. It's not expected to be finished until 2027. In less than 2 weeks, that construction site will turn into a race course. The Colfax Marathon is keeping its route down the famous roadway and right through the stretch of the BRT project.
9 News reporter Jennifer Meckles joins us from Colfax. And Jenny, some of the workers on that project are going to be runners come race day.
Yes, they are, Kyle. So about 2 miles of the race course. People are very excited to see us out here tonight. About 2 miles of the race course is actually going to go right through this BRT construction project, which is maybe a little crazy, but the race organizers said they've consulted police and the project planners, and it's doable. And that's, after all, the race is named after this street to begin with. And also there'll be some folks who are working on this project every single day who will be part of a relay team that race Sunday. An iconic Denver street is in the middle of a major facelift.
It's very exciting to see the future of Colfax right before our eyes.
And few people have a closer view than Jonathan Stewart.
I am the project director for Colfax BRT.
Though, on Marathon Sunday, even Jonathan will get a new perspective.
The project team has 7 teams put together to run the Colfax Marathon Relay. I'm feeling pretty good. I have run 6 miles before, so yeah, I'm feeling pretty good about it.
I'm confident about it. I'm not going to pass a lot of people, but I'm going to finish it.
Project team members like Damian Chavarria picked their mileage.
So I just have 3.8. I've volunteered for the small one.
I'm about 6, and I've heard it's all uphill, but we'll see what it is the day before.
He and Emily Green are both engineers on the BRT project.
I am. Yeah, I was planning to run the full one, but wanted to be part of the project team, so joined the relay.
Marathons, like construction projects, certainly can be painful.
And we talked to DPD, we talked to construction, and they said, no, Colfax wide open, run all the way down. We said, that's awesome.
Race organizers say the course will not change this year.
Colfax looks different, but I gotta say, we walked through BRT construction. It's amazing. Runners are still running down the street all the way. There's no diversions onto other blocks or sidewalks, anything odd like that. Everybody's running right down Colfax.
I think that you guys can see all of the construction fencing that we're going to have around all of our job sites, but just look at the signage, all of the business open signs, how we're trying to direct everybody.
I think it sends a message that Colfax is open for business, and it encourages people to still come down here.
But you can't have a Colfax marathon without a Colfax.
I'm thinking about running it with a hard hat and a yellow vest.
Even the team behind the facelift knows that.
I think that'd be really fun.
So race weekend is May 17th and 18th. The always popular half marathon already sold out, as is the relay race, but several other races, including the big one, the actual marathon, you can still sign up for those. Reporting live in Denver, Jennifer Meckles, 9 News.